Hi friends, I'm here with you again for another music ministry message. My name is Paul Klemme. I'm the Director of Music Ministries here. I'd like to speak with you about the handbells at St. Paul's. This is another element of our music ministry that I'm so proud of. I'm standing here in front of the handbell tables to demonstrate the bells a little bit, to talk about how they're constructed, a little bit of history, and perhaps maybe a little bit about what a handbell choir member goes through in his or her ministry. So we're very fortunate at St. Paul's. We have 3 handbell choirs. We have an adult handbell choir, one for our high school kids, and another one for our elementary school children. So now I'm standing in front of you with our handbells. The adults play a very big set of handbells. There are 5 octaves that we own, 60 handbells for 13 people. So it goes all the way from this lower table, all the way up to the high table, all the way across the church. The high school kids play a set of Schulmerich bells that are 3 octaves in scope. The elementary kids use that same set. And then we also have a set of Whitechapel bells that were made in England. Now, these bells in front of me are made by the Schulmerich Bell Company from Pennsylvania. The Whitechapel bells come from England, and that's kind of where the handbell history starts. There were tuned handbells many, many hundreds of years ago, but in England, the idea of playing bell melodies started in the churches and in the cathedrals. If you can imagine, all of the towers had tuned bells in them, and people wanted to hear melodies that they knew, hymns, church music. And so each member of the parish who volunteered to ring would actually pull the rope of the bell up in the tower, and you would get melodies that would be sounded out all over the countryside. This is called change ringing in England. And so this is where this bell history started. They started making tuned handbells like you see here, and they came to the United States in the 20th century. Frankly, the handbell movement in the United States is really only about 50 years old. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit about how these bells are constructed. The bells are made of bronze and brass, and then there's a plastic handle that I hold the bell. It's important that I don't touch the bronze brass part because they could be slightly smudged or corroded. Now notice in the inside of the bell, there's a clapper that hits the side of the bell to make the sound. Now, notice that when I roll the bell like this, there's no sound at all, but I have to get my weight behind it in order for it to sound. Then I can dampen the sound and make the sound quit by putting it up against my lapel, or I can dampen the sound with my glove. Now, there are 5 octaves of bells here today, but I only have a small scale here to show you, but I do want you to see the largest bell that we have. It's way down here. This is the big one that Sean plays. This is low C. Have a listen. So this is the very bottom C, and then I want you to hear our little baby C. This is 5 octaves above, and it sounds like this. Now, what makes the bell music different? The bell music looks like piano music. So my responsibility as a bell person is to watch the music go by. Music is written in the treble clef and in the bass clef. So my left hand plays the bass clef and my right hand plays the treble clef on the piano. But in bell music, there's a lot more notes than just 10 fingers. And so for my responsibility, if I were playing middle C, I would play that with one hand. For example, if I play middle C with this hand, then I'm also responsible for the next note up, and that's a D. So I play these 2 bells, and when those 2 bells come along in the music, I need to be ready to play my bell when it comes in rhythm. I've got to be able to read music. And by the way, if I miss then the music is incomplete. If I miss rehearsal, the bell choir can't rehearse. If I miss performance, there's no bell choir. We have to come to rehearsal. So that's the incredible commitment that the bell choir has. I also am responsible for corresponding sharps and flats. So if I play my C, then I have to play C sharp if it becomes sharp. If I play my D, I have to be ready for D sharp as well. And then correspondingly, going to the flat bells as well. So that's my responsibility. So be aware of that. Now let's take a look at two other possibilities that I can ring. And these are smaller bells here. So in this particular case, instead of just ringing 2 bells, I can ring 4. I've got 2 in this hand, and I've got 2 in this hand, and then 4 all at the time. So that particular thing is called 4-in-hand ringing or Shelley ringing. Now there are other techniques. You heard me play the bell just like normal and the sound is sustained, but I can make a staccato sound by doing this with my hand. So I'm reaching in with my hand and I'm throwing the clapper down on the table. I can get the same effect by using a mallet. So I can literally hit the bell while it's on the table. So I can get that effect that way. So there are many, many techniques. I can also have a chance to play with vibrato to make the bell sound like it's vibrating in the air. There are also other techniques to make it short and really strong called martellato. That's where you get to hear the staccato sounds from the bell. There are other ways of making the sound very special. So I thought I would take you on this little tour of our handbell choir ministry. I hope that this gave you some appreciation for what our handbell ministers do. I would like to leave you with a solo piece. This will encompass quite a few bells here that I will play by myself, and know that this is a special technique that some of our bell choir members can do. So I leave you with this melody. It's a melody that is important to all of us now. I play this in solidarity for all of the people in the world who are seeking justice and equality.